Advance into Nayarit begins. The U.S. Baja invasion force, having secured Sinaloa, crosses the border into Nayarit with renewed momentum. Facing fragmented Mexican defenses and low morale among local garrisons, American columns advance rapidly toward Tepic. The operation aims to cut off the remaining Mexican holdouts in the south from any potential supply lines running along the Pacific coast. Local elites, witnessing the collapse of central authority, begin negotiating surrenders to preserve their estates. Gulf Corps deploys southward. The U.S. Gulf Expeditionary Corps departs from the eastern Mexican coast, launching a coordinated amphibious and overland offensive toward Guerrero and Oaxaca. Transport ships ferry thousands of troops to Acapulco, while land columns push through Veracruz toward the southern highlands. The objective is to encircle Santa Anna's fleeing government and eliminate the last pockets of organized resistance. The sheer scale of the deployment signals the final phase of the war. Fall of Tepic. American forces capture Tepic, the capital of Nayarit, after minimal resistance from demoralized Mexican defenders. The city's surrender opens the path to the Pacific coast and isolates the remaining Mexican factions in Jalisco and Colima. The United States of America immediately establishes a military administration to secure the region and protect local commerce. The swift victory underscores the total collapse of Mexican national defense capabilities. Acapulco under siege. Naval bombardment from the U.S. Pacific Squadron precedes the landing of American troops at Acapulco, initiating the siege of this strategic port in Guerrero. Mexican defenders, though outnumbered and undersupplied, utilized the rugged terrain to delay the American advance. The battle for Acapulco becomes a symbol of the fading Mexican resolve, as even key coastal strongholds fall one by one. Control of the port would sever the last maritime lifeline for Santa Anna's government. Santa Anna flees further south, as American columns close in on Oaxaca City. General Santa Anna abandons his provisional headquarters and flees deeper into the remote jungles of Chiapas. His departure triggers panic among remaining loyalist troops, many of whom surrender or desert en masse. The Centralist Republic of Mexico effectively ceases to function as a coherent entity, reduced to a handful of fugitives wandering the southern wilderness. The end of organized resistance appears imminent. Capture of Acapulco. After a brief but intense engagement, American forces secure Acapulco, forcing the remaining Mexican garrison to retreat into the mountains. The fall of this key port gives the United States of America complete control over the Pacific coast of Guerrero. Naval supplies are unloaded to support further operations inland toward Oaxaca and Chiapas. The victory marks another step toward the total pacification of southern Mexico. Oaxaca City occupied. Advanced units of the U.S. Gulf Expeditionary Corps enter Oaxaca City unopposed, finding it abandoned by Santa Anna's fleeing cabinet. The occupation force immediately secures government buildings and distributes food to the wary populace. With the capture of Oaxaca, the last major urban center held by the Mexican provisional government falls into American hands. The dream of a continuous American domain from the Arctic to the tropics nears completion. Chiapas border secured. American patrols push into Chiapas, securing the border regions against any potential spillover of conflict into Central America. Local militias, seeing the futility of resistance, lay down their arms and pledge allegiance to the new administration. The United States of America reaffirms its non-aggression pacts with neighboring Central American nations to ensure stability. The incorporation of Chiapas completes the conquest of all former Mexican territories. Dissolution of centralist government. With no territory left to govern and its leadership scattered or captured, the Centralist Republic of Mexico formally dissolves as a political entity. Remaining officials issue statements acknowledging the end of the republic and calling on citizens to accept American rule for the sake of peace. The United States of America declares the war officially concluded, marking the fulfillment of manifest destiny. A new era begins for North America under a single dominant power. Proclamation of Continental Unity. President Van Buren issues a grand proclamation declaring the United States of America a continental nation stretching from ocean to ocean and from the northern plains to the southern tropics. The speech celebrates the bravery of the soldiers and the inevitability of American expansion. Crowds gather in cities across the newly acquired territories to celebrate the dawn of a new age. The map of the world has been fundamentally redrawn by American ambition.